Hello, excuse me. Hello, everyone. Dwight here. The purpose of this video is to show you how you can launch a free AWS instance of a Windows operating system. It's a Windows Server 2022, but on your Mac, whether it's M1, M2, or Intel. I know this is kind of an issue with our Norma labs, so I'll try and illustrate what you need to do. Here we go. So from our main landing page of the website, your view is a little bit different, but just click on the modules and navigate down to module 3. And there's the resources and the frequently asked questions, and then your Norma resources for M1 and M2. Basically, Norma resources for, any OS technically. Because you're going to use the browser to connect to AWS, it's a cloud service, etc. So go ahead and click on that link. I do want to also warn you that it will prompt you to enter a credit card. Do not worry, AWS has free instances, and basically it remains free unless you essentially run your instance more than 750 hours, which, if you think about it, you get in, you run your instance. I mean, if you 750 hours is beyond the scope of our semester. So that's what that warning is. So it is okay to enter your credit card. I've never had an issue with this a couple of years I've been using it. There's a video in here that's a little bit outdated. So if you get confused by my video, please watch that. And there's also documentation on the AWS site about the EC2 environment. All right, so go ahead and click on the AWSamazon.com free. This will take you to the free tier for Amazon. And basically it offers all of these free trials, 12 months free, and then always free. I would select the always free after you create your account. So if you don't have an AWS account, I would definitely create one because you can use this throughout your college career without any issues. And basically that's where it'll prompt you to enter your credit card information. Please do not worry. So I've already created an account with my ASU email address. So I'm going to go ahead and select a sign in to the console. And basically this is a regular sign in. I want to be root user. As you see, it defaulted to my ASU address, and click next. And then my password, I remember it. I think it's pretty, so voila, here we are on the AWS, kind of the main console. And yes, costs and usages, you should never see anything there. If you do, just make sure you let me know. We can put in any type of, what we call that, a challenge, etc. So you can either enter an EC2 in the search. I visited it quite a bit, so it's one of the services. It is the service that we should use. So once you've found the EC2, go ahead and navigate to the EC2 environment. It will bring up the instances that you can create. You see we have no instances running. This is essentially where we start. So click on the instances, and we have none running, which I have several in there because I tried this. So click on the launch instances, this button here on the upper right. Essentially, this will bring you to basically how you can create your instance. So give your instance a name. I'm going to call mine ASU IFT 200. Okay. And this is a Windows. So you only get one choice and they're free, and it's the Windows server. And it's fine. It works very well with any Windows apps. And just scroll down. Essentially, you do not need to change any of the defaults, 64-bit, all that, say Windows Server. That's pretty much the only. I would stick with Windows Server 2022 base. It's the one that will be compatible with anything. You can, so if you're thinking you need to select others, but 2022 works fine. we need to create a key pair, and this is how it logs on to the instance. So just open that up and just create a new key pair, and you need to give it a name. I'm going to call it IFT 200. Okay, and it's a .pem, and then create the pair. All right, and it will show here, and it also save it. As you see here, it saved it to my downloads folder. You will need to select that later. Scroll down, security group, allow RDP, make sure that's checked. These are all default, 30 gigs is plenty. All right, and once you've done that, click the launch instance button here on the right. This is actually creating and launching the instance. Woohoo! You should get a success here, and then an instance ID. All right. So go ahead and click on the ID. Well, and you can. Well, yeah. Go ahead and click on the ID. There's one thing that we need to note from here. And once the ID launches, we want to get particular information from the ID. So from the instance. So we see it's issued IFT 200. Click on the instance ID. It's a link. First thing we want to do is copy this IP address. So there's a little copy icon. Just click that. It'll say IP is copied, and then I'm going to save it to notes in here. Yeah, as you see, I already did this before. So that's my new IP address for this instance. All right. Okay, back to our instance information. It is running. Good. Everything is green. All right. So go back to the instances, and you see I have quite a few in here. What we want to do, and this one's running. I've been experimenting. So make sure you select the instance that you want to launch or connect to, and then basically what we need to do now is, what do we need to do now? All right, let me just make sure everything is good here. We got our key pair. And go ahead and launch. Whoops, that's not right. Back. Well, launch instance, in that case, that creates the instances. Sorry about that. Oop, relax. So once we select the instances, all we need to do is connect to it. So click the connect button. This will bring you to the choices of your possible connection. We want to do an RDP client, assessing manager. For us, it's just our RDP client, and it'll automatically place that in EC2 console. So click on the RDP client. Yeah, don't download the remote desktop file. That's not going to help on our Mac. That works on Windows. So you see RDP, and our username is administrator by default, and our DNS and all that. So what we need to do with that username, we need to get our password. So click get password. All right. And we need to upload that file that we created. Remember that, whatever we called it, IFT 200. So click the upload private key. It'll, mine defaults to the downloads folder, navigate to where that file is saved, select it and open. This will give you a nice little RSA private key, encrypted, etc. So what you want to do is decrypt the password. And you see here, you have a password. So go ahead and copy that, click on the icon again, and save your password to notes or wherever you would like. So now we have all that, the pertinent information for our RDP connection. All right. So now all we need to do is get an Microsoft Windows RDP client. So I've already done this. So basically go to your apps, your app store, type in Microsoft Windows, Microsoft Remote Desktop in your search, or Windows, whichever way you want to. Yes, I remember a time when you really couldn't even do that. So Remote Desktop, Microsoft Remote Desktop. All right, and this is the one, Microsoft Remote Desktop. That's the client that we want to to add to our system. So go ahead and click on that. And it'll ask you security questions, and then basically it'll install it. I already installed it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open it. So you just open it. And this is the client. This is remote desktop client. There's another server that I have in there. But we're gonna add a new one. So what we need to do, I'm going to delete this one, just so you should see this. Basically, it's the remote desktop client, and it's asking you to add a PC. Click add a PC. First thing you want to do is enter that IP address. He's asking for host name or IP address. Go back to your notes. And we have this IP address, right? Copy that. Oops. Into the remote desktop. Paste. We do have a user account, and it's administrator. Although that's probably the other administrator. So I need to add another account. Hopefully this won't create a problem. No, it shouldn't. And now we need to add our password. Remember that back on this guy here. All right. Copy and then back is always fun with the copy paste. Let's do it this way. Sometimes I have issues with the touchpad. And then Command C and Command V, right? You add that administrator user to your RDP, right? So then we add that PC and we get our nice little client here with that IP address and our administrator. So then we double click on that guy, accept the certificate. You can look at the certificate, but AWS will provide one for you. And that account did not work. Yeah, but let's see, did we spell administrator right? Administrator. And this was our password, right, for that IP. Let's try it again. Uh-oh. 151 did not work. Try again. All right. So that's not working for some reason. So let's delete the client. And don't panic. Something happened with so let's go back to this is the password. Copy, right? Administrator. Is that a different? Maybe. I think so. Let's try it again. Let's copy the IP address. And go back to our client, add a PC, add that IP address. So let's just see if we can add it with our user account. Okay, ADNINISTRTTOR, and then our password. And if this doesn't work, then we just start again. Copy, paste, continue. Oh, I think we got it now. So just be very careful how you copy and paste that. But as you see, this actually launches a Windows Server 2022. And it takes a couple minutes to create the instance, but you will now have Windows Server running on your Mac. And now it has all the capabilities of a regular Windows OS, Windows Server OS. Just make sure you give it the requisite time to get all the way to your desktop where it has all of your information. Yeah, it uses the Windows Edge browser. Make sure you accept. You can allow for it to be discoverable. It's really not going to change anything. It just basically allows you to work with this clearer. So once you reach the host name and the instance name and the private IP and public IP, all of that, now you actually have a Windows Server running on your Mac. So then you can go and download Visual Studio Community. And just remember, it's not the most expedient, but it's pretty stable. So you shouldn't have any issues with the browser or anything like that. But at this point, if you have any problems, please let me know. Yeah, you don't really need to sync any of your data. So just continue without syncing. And as you see, it paints a regular Windows Edge kind of informational browsing page. You can search and download, et cetera, to your hard disk 10. So there you go. This is the way to get a Windows running successfully on your Mac. Now, when you're finished with everything, make sure you stop it or you shut it down just like any other virtual machine, or just click on the Windows and on the power and just do a shutdown. This will terminate the instance, or it will terminate the connection, I should say. So, and the thing of it is, yes, you'll get a warning that the connection is terminated. Make sure you go back to the AWS dashboard, back to the instances, and make sure that's stopped. It takes a few seconds to actually stop it. Refresh your browser or whatever, but make sure that is stopped. And if that's stopped, then you're all good. Now you're ready to go. You're ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to stop sharing here. Just please let me know if you have any questions, but I'm going to post this video. Hopefully everyone can use it. Take care.